we're not even really gonna do anything. I don't really know. We're just gonna kind of sit around and talk, because I want to talk about that. It looks terrible. Position / size, fit to screen. That'll work. God. Why? Let me know if everything sounds alright, because we're not going to do much tonight, but we're just going to talk, I guess, more or less. God, what was that show? What do we have here? The fuck? Somebody like commented on something I posted like a year ago. It's actually Rick Rolla, 2016, maybe, but I still gotcha, so I don't really care. I always feel like I should, set something up before I do this, but realistically, you guys are just gonna see this, like, oh crap, I full screened my stream while I'm in a stream. Holy crap, I don't even know that works. Geez, to me, and I don't know if I have a controversial opinion, yet. I don't even know what people think of this show. Putty isn't around, so I don't really have a, good comparison. Stick. I have Ben over there who's going off and saying, it's the greatest show ever. But overall, my main thought of that show is meh. I would have said disappointment had I not have just remembered Zayn Nakamura. The tag team bout to open things up was phenomenal. I was on my feet the entire time, which is surprising because I only get like that when I'm super passionate about typically wrestling, because come on, what else am I going to get passionate about? Basketball, but that'd be about it. But I was surprised with that because this entire show had like no build to it. And I think that's where it really hurt it for me. There was no build, anything at all. But of course the tag team bout was master class, really. Revival, JJ, and CG are, all four of them are bloody amazing. God, I'm thinking back to it now, and it's, I should probably have said, if you haven't already watched the show, turn this off, now. Because the show hasn't even finished 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, I'm pretty on the ball today, But that being said, I gotta get back to my point. This match was bloody awesome. in the end, obviously, American Alpha won. What else could happen? I don't think I would have accepted anything else, and that's how it was in a lot of matches with me. And I got other stuff, and it's and I'll give a shout to NXT for making me feel that. Because with some of the show, I thought I really wouldn't care, and I ended up caring, which I think hurt the next match on the card, which is Corbin and Aries. Because I didn't care at all. Like, whatever, man. It ended with bullshit roll-up, and I think that's how you can describe almost... Well, not almost, but a lot of matches on this card. Especially a very big one. A very big one. That is pissing me off. And, chat, if you'd like to get involved in here, I'm seriously open to just answering questions. I'm just kind of going into auto solo pilot here or whatever. Just trying to get whatever, I'm doing. So if you want to talk, chat, I will be more than happy to answer questions or something like that. I don't know, my thoughts, etc. Yeah, I didn't really care about Corbin, Aries. It happened. Bullshit roll-up finish. Whatever. Okay. Trying to think. From there, we did probably the greatest match I've ever seen. It's up there. I don't know. It might be tied for first with Trips, Ripple H versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, Mania 28, which has been my standard forever because it's so good. The story told there is just perfect on an insane scale. And I don't know. Nakamura, it's my first real look at him. As sad as that is to say, knowing how much I talk about wrestling and obviously how passionate I am about wrestling, I hope I make it obvious. I'm extremely passionate about wrestling. It's my first time ever really seeing him compete. And that being said, there is now a ridiculous standard for Shinsuke Nakamura in my mind, because that match there against Sami Zayn, it's the match of the year, like hands down. I don't think you can do better. The atmosphere, the match itself, obviously, the story told in the match. The only thing I think I could ding it for is Putty's favorite little term. Oh, they didn't build to it, and I'll agree with that. Probably because nothing on this show was built to. This show happened. And maybe that's my problem with it. It wasn't presented as this big thing like it should have been. Brooklyn felt bigger than this, and they were pitching this like it was the WrestleMania. And so this show, for me, my points will be a lot more negative than positive, and that's more or less because the negatives stick out. And I think the best association I can do with this is an exam or something like that. You finish an exam and you think, oh shit, I completely failed that. Well, realistically, you did fairly well. And the only reason you thought that was because the negatives stick out in your mind. That's obviously me. I have huge standards for NXT, the brand itself, because it is the best wrestling on the planet, period. It's the best story with the best matches, with the best characters, with the best fans. And I just have it above anything else I've ever watched. But anyways, Nakamura ends this one out with the Kinshasa, I think they called it, or something like that. It's not his knee, his normal knee. I don't know what it's called. I know of it as the strong style knee. It's a terrible thing. I don't know what it's called. But it was like a weird super kick type deal. Basically super kicked him in the head and then walked away. Sammy went out on his back. That's all I can say. Thank you, Sammy, is the big thing after the match. As that's it. He's gone now, forever. Well, not forever, of course. He's gone in the main roster. But in Putty's book, and I think I use this now because that man is a genius on so many scales. I take so much shit from Putty. I just noticed this. I need to get my own shit, don't I? He might as well have retired. The main roster is so far behind their developmental territory. It's the stupidest shit I thought I'd ever be saying, but it is. The dev fed, and I think this is the novelty of NXT. This is supposed to be the guys who are learning what to do, and I feel like any of them could go up and teach the people who've been doing this for 10 plus years what to do. And I think that's the special magic with NXT. And which is why it's so disappointing to see somebody go. Somebody who built this movement, this revolution. They said it themselves. Like, he is the heart and soul of this revolution. He is, and he's gone now. And the whole thing feels a bit soulless. Speaking of stealing souls, more or less, Bayley Asuka. I don't know what to say. Was it the right choice to have Asuka go over? Probably yes. Do I like it? No. It's so weird because I wouldn't have this opinion. I'd look at this from an educated standpoint normally, but NXT is this weird ability to make me passionate about anything that happens because, I don't know, everything is presented so good. I can't explain it, and I think that's also what they have going for them. It's just this magic. And a little bit of it died as Bayley passed out. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of what to say here, because I'm trying to word this carefully so people don't attack me, but I don't really care. You can attack me all you want. Asuka is not Bayley standards. Ben, okay, that's fine. Just give me a reason. I don't know what you're talking about, all right? You completely disagree. I don't know. With what I was about to say, 2 seconds in, I would have said in a second, just calm down. Asuka is not on Bayley's level at all. And if they're looking for Asuka to be this carry machine like they did with Bayley, she's not. And WWE, for whatever reason, has decided, or not even WWE, maybe NXT, whatever the hell the governing body that decides who goes where, has decided for whatever reason that the women in NXT are magically just going to improve on their own. And I know, of course, they've got trainers down there, but related to basketball, because, I don't know, I relate things to other things. It's what I do. I'm a weird relating guy. Doing something in a practice situation is completely different from doing it in a game situation. And I think you need that person like Bayley to teach the others what to do. All right, Ben says I completely disagree with that as well. Well, not completely. He says I disagree with that as well. Asuka is going to be able to carry plenty of matches until the next big face comes along and defeats her. Ben, that'd be next big heel. Because honestly, as you pointed out, and I of course denied it because I'm me. I'm never wrong. Come on, I'm Tucker Davidson, bitch. Asuka's the face here. Exactly. David knows what's going on. Asuka's the face. Like, what? What? Like, how is this supposed to work? And I think that's partially what scares me, too, is that they think that Asuka's on Bayley's level, and it's like, no, not necessarily. Yeah, but Ben, here's the thing, though. If she's a tweener, she would have been booed then in that situation. She's not. She's a face. And it's scary as shit. It's a weird thing to say because I haven't really ever said this ever about anything because I'm impartial, but I think it only matters to me because I care so much. I'll just keep going back to that point because I don't typically say these things about wrestling. I don't know I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it. Damn. What was I going to say? Man, I was on a really good roll there. I don't know. David brings up another really good point, especially with division around her basically being Dana Brooke. Is it Dana Brooke or Dana Brooke? Dana, right? Yeah, because it's same as Dana White. Haha, you have a girl's name. With the division around Asuka basically being Dana Brooke, Nia Jackson, Alexa Bliss. Bliss, who could be quite good, but they don't seem to want to invest the time in making her quite good. Nia, who has no clue what the hell is happening. And Dana, who she's already won up to violently. Really, the only thing that I think you can sell there to anyone is Nia, just on the, factor of, big monster versus, fighting machine type style. Big Show, Brock Lesnar. That's more or less how I'd pitch it. Ben has reminded me of my point. For the first time ever, and I don't say this typically because, like I said, I'm not typically passionate about wrestling. I'm typically smart about wrestling, not emotionally attached to it. I'm scared for NXT. Like, and I know when Putty throws up his podcast in 2 days now, maybe tomorrow, I don't even know, it's 12:40 where I am, tomorrow technically, he'll probably go on about how great this was, and I couldn't be more opposite. This show scared me because it showed that no matter how much talent there is, the booking can be completely wrong. And of course, I shouldn't say that I'm scared. With almost all the matches are like 4+ stars. But it's the weird booking. Like, Bayley's title reign, possibly the biggest, most important title reign in the history of women's wrestling, hell, in the history of probably sports entertainment. I lied, Hulk Hogan. But probably the biggest, I will say the biggest title reign in probably the past 10 years in sports entertainment is cut short. She just kind of passes out. Ben, here's the thing, though. Okay, here, I'll update you guys on the situation because I'm not really being bad at that. Being good at this, I mean. So basically, Nia's shown that she can be carried to good matches. Nia was shown that she could be carried to good matches by the best women's wrestler of all time. It's not really a feat. Nia's big, also being The Rock's cousin. Yeah, she's a draw, more or less. You just got to put the time into her, which I don't feel like they're willing to do. And you could also relate that back to the Bayley problem, but I can also relate to the Asuka problem. They've been building these two juggernauts, and this should have been built as that battle. The greatest champion in the history of NXT versus the biggest ass kicker in the history of NXT, whatever, because Lesnar, whatever you want to throw in there. And it wasn't built like that at all. It was just built as like, oh, she's going to fight her because she's done some squash matches, which also really hurts. I don't think there should ever be squash matches in a death fed unless it's serious, like, no-name people who you will build later. Asuka squashed Emma, Dana, probably somebody else. Like, it's just, you're not growing. Like, and I'm going to say this, they can't keep up this booking of Asuka. And this is the reason why she looks absolutely fantastic, as Ben says here. It's because she's been booked like a monster, like a machine. You can't keep doing that, or else you're going to run out of people to throw at her. And then eventually, we're going to have, like, Billy McKay show up and just, like, beat her, and it'll be like, well, what the hell was that shit? It'll be like Hogan losing to anyone whose name isn't Hulk Hogan, like, or Sting or the Ultimate Warrior, I guess. I don't know. Like, and David said here, the problem, Ben, is the number of people being called up. That is a big problem of mine tonight. Bayley and Sammy went out on their backs, which I would want them to do, because NXT is a very wholesome, old-school product. But it's just scary, because they're two of their best workers. Who do you have left right now who can carry people? Like, who do you have left to teach others? And even then, who do you have left that can teach others and the fans care about? Because you could say Aries can teach others, can carry others, but nobody cares about him. Like, it's... I can prove it. Go watch Baron Aries again. Seriously, do it. Nobody cared. The fans were like, whatever, and then he rolled him up, bullshit, roll up, whatever. Yeah, T-Man, that's basically what you'll hear, because I'm very disappointed. Baron's going up as well, son of a bitch, and I wouldn't even say Baron's ready, but he would be a guy who you could put in that role of somebody you could carry, because he's getting there. Ben says Nia will beat Asuka when Asuka goes up to the main roster, which should be done by the end of the year. The next big face beats the women division. Next big face beats her. Yeah. The women's division will very likely take a downturn, but that's okay. It's not okay, because really what you should always strive to do is be better. And if you're not, you're going to become WWE. And I hate to say it, because I know golden ages can't last forever. But this one feels like it could. If tonight doesn't happen. Like, this felt like NXT is shooting to the top. They're an unstoppable rocket. And then all of a sudden, boom, they trip and fall flat on their face. Holy shit, what just happened? Like, for me right now, their momentum of 1,000 miles a minute has been stopped. Dead. I don't know, you're disappointed. This card at WWE/NXT first 5-star match since 2011. Yeah, but Dave Meltzer is crazy, man. You don't know what he'll rate 5 stars. For all I know, that's a 4, because there was no build to it, and I'll agree with it. I won't agree with the rating, because it was still baller as shit, but I understand why. There was no build. It happened. It was awesome, but it happened, really. That was it. It was like, congratulations, here's a match. I don't know how you're disappointed. I'm not... Ben, you're taking it like I'm saying I'm disappointed in... And I guess I haven't been phrasing this properly, and I'll give that to Ben. I'm not disappointed in Sammy Nakamura and the tag match. The 3 others, though, I'm looking at you. You're disappointing as shit. Aries Corbin's probably not your fault. They didn't build you guys at all. Nobody cared. Women's division, that is your fault. Asuka is not the face of this movement now. Like, I'm sorry, but no. Unless she's a heel, she's not the face of this movement. She can't be. You're going to kill your roster. And actually, I've even talked about the world title. And the world title will be probably the one thing that I will be probably murdered for. And that's okay with me, because I don't really give a shit. The match was phenomenal, and I think the blood that accidentally occurred added to it so much. With Joe being like, "Nah, fuck that. No, I'm not letting you attend to me. What the hell's wrong with you?" And the whole thing, I thought it was really comical with the medical team attempting to, attend to Joe, the fans shitting on it, Joe shitting on it, just being like, no, he's fine, let him bleed, fuck PG, fuck PG. Two of the memorable chants that I remember. But this one ended when... Oh, Corey definitely was great. Corey's great in most situations. He's very solid. Not very solid, he's very good. He'd be great given the right circumstances. The ending was a little bit lackluster to me, as Graves is the greatest of all time. He's got a little while longer to match up with Jerry Lawler from the 90s / early 2000s, but he's getting there. How old is he? Like 25 something? 26? Maybe he's 30. I don't even know. But of course, the match ends with Balor hitting the stomp. Pulling Joe up more or less. Joe no-sells the shit out of it like a fucking monster. Locks in the coquina clutch. The crowd chanting Joe, because he had just gone through this giant part where they weren't going to let him compete because he's bleeding. The fans are fucking behind him because he's a beast right now. He's insane. Apparently Corey Graves is 32. He's this unstoppable monster. And then Balor just kind of pushes himself off, like up the ropes, flips over, Bret Hart style, 1, 2, 3, in the biggest... no, can I not see that ever again moment? And it's partially because I think Finn isn't that good, period. He's overrated by a ton of people. He's bland, he's uninteresting, he doesn't have a character. Overall, I would say he's a jack of all trades, but he's not, because he can't talk. He's almost a jack of all trades, but a master of nothing. Balor still fights a junior style, of course, which is very high-paced, but he's not small enough. I don't know if like, in Japan... junior means something different than in America, but, for junior, you gotta be kind of small. That's America, at least. Finn just hasn't evolved. He's working the same junior style he's worked since 2008, more or less. And now almost, what is this? Only like 8 years later, nothing's changed. If you want to see cutting-edge junior shit, Kushida, one of the very few names I know of Japanese wrestling. I've seen shit from him. He's crazy. Man is 190 pounds. How the hell is he not small enough? Alright, fine. He's not small enough then he's not mobile enough. He's too awkward then. Finn can't work a junior style. He's not made for it. He's awkward at it, to say the least. He tries for these flippy shit maneuvers, but he can't. He's too slow. He's too big. I don't know what the hell you want to say. Even then, his weird little stompy thing, it's not fun anymore. It's predictable. You know when it's going to happen. And I think I'm so opposed to Finn Balor partially because also he ended Owens' reign of death. Of Owens' reign of I will kill anyone. Basically, Owens batters Sami Zayn, the dude who is supposed to be at that time the man in NXT. And then Owens just shows up and batters him. And then, like, first defense, Balor just beats him clean. Yes, David gets it. He's not fleet of foot. He's not as quick as what I expect from a junior. And I guess it's nothing wrong with him, because people would say, like, Joe works a junior style, and it's kind of like, okay there, pal. TNA. But I think it really holds him back, and he needs to move away from it. Like, period. Ben says, anyways, Finn survived again. Joe was hampered by the injury and everything. But he still killed Finn. Finn barely escaped. One more match, and Joe probably wins. Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Ben. Fowler, bruh. Balor is now 2-0 against Joe. There's no reason Joe gets a rematch. At all. At all. Sure, he was the better man, but it makes no sense. Especially with the pure-ass, like, NXT Regal thing. He's not... What the hell was I just talking about? Holy crap, I, like, snap out of these rants, and I have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, I know Joe killed him, but here's the thing. There's no reason. I can't see them giving Joe another shot because realistically, Finn has won twice. And I don't care if it's he barely killed him. And this is something I swear Putty will say tomorrow. There's no reason for Joe to get a rematch. The feud is over 1,000%. That's it. It's done. And I know it shouldn't be at all. And it makes no sense to be, but it is. And if it continues, it'll be a travesty because that makes no sense. And I think Ben says that Joe was hampered by the injury. I feel like the injury happening is the best thing of that match. It shows that Joe's an unbeatable monster. He's a machine. And then literally they turn around from hyping him up as an unbeatable machine to him getting beaten by a fucking roll-up. And not even a, like, oh my god, he, like, went underneath him, he caught him by surprise roll-up. No, a full-out, just kind of, I'm going to flip over you super casually roll-up. It makes no sense. Where is the psychology? And I know you're going to go on about your little psychology rant over there. Why are they not selling the leg? I'll give you that one then. Asuka, why the hell doesn't she sell the leg ever? She doesn't sell shit, and I guess you could say it's part of her character, but it's a stupid character. Even Lesnar has a weakness. You team up on Lesnar, and you get him. Asuka isn't booked like Lesnar, so to speak, where she's a beast, she's a machine, but she's still human. Ben says, the feud isn't over, Joe's still obsessed with Finn in the title. But here's the thing, though, Ben, there's no reason to give Joe another shot. He lost 2 times completely clean. Lesnar's weakness is his dick. Fair enough, Asuka doesn't have one. Maybe she's invincible then. Maybe she's just a machine. Cunt puncher. People are talking in the background. Joe is probably going up. If he does, it'll be a shame, because there's another retirement. Zayn's definitely gone, as he's got to do main roster stuff. I assume he'll win the IC belt on Sunday. Bayley's gone. Corbin might be gone, as you just said, and apparently Joe, too. That is 4 huge names gone. Who do they have left to occupy the main event? Like, really, and I can say this full out. With the main event, Balor is the worst part. He sticks out like a sore thumb. He's among some of the best workers in the world. And he's among some of the most interesting characters in the world. And then there's Finn Balor, who is neither. He's not a good worker and or an interesting character. By all means, I can describe the entire Finn Balor package with one word, and all I need is one word. Boring. Ben says, to occupy the main event, they have Shinsuke. He should never be used like, a normal guy. Shinsuke needs to be a special thing. Aries, nobody cares about Aries. Rude, he's not signed. Cruz. Okay, sure, I'll give you that one. I'll give you Cruz. Cruz is pretty solid overall. He's good stuff. Ben says, there's a reason for the feud to continue, Tucker. Joe killed Finn. It was a fluke victory. Flash pinfall. It's not the end of the feud. A feud is ended on a clean pinfall or submission victory decisively. He beat Joe clean via foot stomp at London. And he beat Joe clean via leverage, more or less. Leverage pin. He got up behind him and pinned him. It wasn't even a roll-up, really. 1,000% clean. Less than an hour ago now. It's done. It's done. Overall, if you can't tell, my opinion is that a reversal pin. Yeah, more or less. He reversed Coquina Clutch into a pin. Yeah, fair enough. Leverage pin makes me think of like your Dash and Dawson earlier on. I'm going to put my leg up on the ropes type deal. It's a flash pinfall. That's not a feud ender. Yeah, but here's the thing though, Ben. It makes no sense. This is what you're not getting. Think of all the great storylines. It's a best of 3. It's the only way to book it. A best of 3. Owen Cena was a best of 3. Rock Cena, well, you've got me there. All feuds should be a best of 3 if they want to be booked like that. If they're not just a one-off. And this was not booked as one. Because then even if Joe wins, you can then have the argument that, Balor beat him 2 times, Balor deserves a rematch. Or hell, Balor still has his rematch clause in his contract, then Balor fight him again. But then guess what? He'll lose and it'll be like, you already beat him 2 times, you better give him another rematch. And then say Balor wins that. Joe, has a rematch clause. It'll go forever. This is it. It's over. It's done. They had their chance, and they missed it really badly. I feel like this will sum up all of WrestleMania weekend. You're right there. Oh, wait, no, you're not. You're all the way over in that corner. How the hell did you even get there? What the fuck happened? And it's maybe the expectations I had for the show. I went in thinking the show would be the best show on American soil, because I think like Dave Meltzer said that or something like that. Best show ever to be held on American soil. It might have even just been Putty who said that. I don't know. He types the shit out of stuff, though. Makes it believable. And it wasn't. Don't know why, but from WrestleMania, I wanted decisive finishes. Is that my fault? Apparently, according to NXT, according to WWE, yes. Yeah, I think on Finn's character, he has to either go full demonic or have him be the hilarious guy you see when he interacts with Bayley. They could work that, as he is full out split personality, like where he's the demon and he's a serious monster character. The visual of him peeking over the barricade was really cool, but of course the announcers no sold it, so it had no impact. And you could also have him be like the hilarious, fun-loving guy that you see, and it could work. But they give him no time to do that. Like it's so weird because typically how you establish your character in NXT is you do it while you're chasing. Finn never had to chase. Finn just kind of showed up and beat Owens because Tommy was hurt. I still kind of feel like this was a Tommy spot the entire time. Maybe that's why I feel like it's wrong. I don't know. But the entire Finn Balor reign, every single time he retains, there's one feeling I have, and it's the feeling of, this is wrong. It could be for whatever reason, but it feels wrong. It feels unfulfilling. It feels unimpactful. It feels like it doesn't matter because he'll win anyways. And I hate to say it, it's worse than Cena. Lol, Finn wins. Lol, Finn wins. As I throw up or something, I don't even know. I was coughing. It's not throwing up. What am I talking about? He sells a lot better than Cena. I don't even know if I'd say that. Cena over the past year has become probably like top wrestlers in the world. Probably because he was already pretty damn high up there. And now that he has diversified his matches where he sells more. Basically exactly countering your point. I think he's a tremendous seller when he's allowed to. But then again, Finn is smaller, so he can definitely sell better than Cena, who's a big dude, you know? But yeah, overall, disappointment. As I said, I feel like you can sum all of Mania weekend up with that. Disappointment. I'm getting tired as I have no clue what the hell is going on. I'm slowly drifting into unconsciousness, so I'm going to end it before I say something stupid. God knows I already have, and Putty will harp on it for the next 20 weeks. I don't know. This show for me was a failure. I'm not going to rate it, because when I got into rating it, that was dumb. I don't even know what the hell I thought there. I can't rate things. I'm not Dave. But yeah. It's a failure for me, and I feel like Mania will be the exact same way. Possibly because you had a lot of things you had to do, and they went the opposite way, and I don't know if it was to try to swerve people or what it was to do, but it just felt wrong. And I think you can sum that up, this pay-per-view up, wrong as well. Wrong build, wrong winners, wrong booking. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, as always, for listening to me ramble about random stuff I probably have no business rambling about. If you want to subscribe, please do so. Please feel free to, more or less. There are people in the background. I don't know if you can hear them or not. Oh, what do we have here? Nightman. Yeah, you too, Dave. And I've opened up Skype by accident. That's not what I wanted to do. But yeah, overall, disappointing show for me. And I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have just joined us, which you haven't, because there's nobody watching, go back and watch the stream archive. This is Silly Tuck, signing out.